Alright, so when you log into the back office of Convertri here, you should see a little dashboard here, and then you will see your sites. And the only site that we have right here in this sub account is healishealth.convertri, so we can click on the name, click on the name of the funnel that we have in it. And this isn't a fully set up funnel yet. This is basically here as we're using this as a development environment where I'm going to be dropping the designs as I complete them. So you'll click on the design that you want to edit. It's going to load the editing interface here. All right, and there's only a couple of things that you really need to know here. One is to change text, you can just click on it. Okay, if you want to preserve the formatting of the text that I have, you'll have to replace it in the box. You can have multiple formats. So these are two different fonts. You change the font up here, right? And you can do the text size, the font itself, the color of the text. There's also font weight in here. Okay, there's some general properties that are associated as well, but you won't really need to know about that. After you're done editing, you can just click outside of it. It's automatically going to save it locally here. So I've also wrote you some notes in here. So this is where we might put some highlights or a animation, like a dynamic word animation or product video could go here, and if I can get that, then I'll make a section here. Testimonials for the complete biotic could go here. Don't worry about these notes. I have them set to be hidden, so no one's going to be able to see those on the front end, and you can check that by hitting the preview button here, and it'll show you what it's pretty much going to look like on the front end. You'll see that my notes are hidden here, so you can just use those for your own reference anytime that you see that I've written notes in there. The other thing that you're going to need to know about editing this in this interface is that there are layers. So anytime you can view a page, the actual version of a page, by clicking this button, anytime that you see that there is a pop-up, okay, this is a pop-up, it's contained inside of a layer. So the layers are here. You click on them and you can drag this out, or you can get rid of the properties tab, you don't need it. And to work on a layer, to edit a layer, you click on the eyeball next to it. And some of my designs are going to have a whole bunch of layers, multiple layers, and you'll see that they're stacked out. And I'll show you that in the next example in a minute. So in here, if you wanted to edit, it's the same way as it is on the front end. There's nothing different. The only thing that you can't, or I guess shouldn't really edit is the form types. Now, if you say you see a form and you want to change what the placeholder is, then you can definitely do that. Placeholder text is inside of the input properties, and I got there once again by selecting the element and hitting element properties, and then I can go into input properties where you can change the placeholder text of the input field. Just please do not change the form field validation settings. These are what links it to our MailChimp when somebody submits. This is how we transfer the information, is with our form field validation. So once you're done working on a project, you can just click the save button. It'll save, and then you'll have to click the publish button in order to publish it. I have it right now in a test domain, so just publish it to whatever pre-populates there. Don't change the name where it's the name of the page where it's publishing to. We want to keep that the same. And then once you've published it, just let me know that you're done editing a page, and then I can go in and make any changes on the mobile version here. You don't really need to worry about about changing anything on the mobile, because I'll make sure that the design stays consistent, like if the text gets longer or anything like that. So let's, now that I've shown you how to do that, I'm going to show you the one of the follow-ups to this. So there's two follow-up after the initial opt-in. One is if they didn't opt in, right here, and one is if they did opt in. So if they did opt in, then we're going to give them a coupon. If they didn't opt in, then we're just going to give them a chance to buy the product without giving them the coupon. The coupon is their prize for giving us their email. So let's check that one out real quick, and I'll show you exactly what I need in here. So these fields right here, the way that you're going to change these is going to be a little bit different. That's why I wanted to show you. These are not, let me, real quick, I'm going to lock the position so you don't have to worry about them moving around. These are buttons. They are not text blocks. So even though they don't necessarily look like buttons, they are buttons. So what you can do is you can click into them, and if you don't have the element properties window open, then you click on element properties and you just go to button settings, and here's where the label is. All right. Now the quickest way to edit these buttons is, say you go in, you change the title of one, you can just click on the next one, and it'll the element properties window will stay on button settings, so you can click through all of them, change them, and then just click on the next one. It should be pretty quick. And then what we want to make sure happens is that the buttons, these buttons right now are linked to specific layers that will pop up showing a description of each of these little things. I've already created the layers. You can see that there's quite a few of them. So compelling benefit number one is this one. So if I were to click this, here's what's going to pop up when people click on that button. So here's the title of the benefit, the same one that's going to be on the button, right? And here is the description, give them some bullet points, and if you have an image, the easiest way to change an image inside of here is select the image, and you just go to the background tab, and then hit this little folder here, and it's going to bring up the media gallery. I have a bunch of stuff in here. You can just ignore that, and you can also make a new folder if you'd like, but it's fine to just upload it into the home folder. Most of my stuff is inside the table photos. So you can just hit upload. It'll bring up a thing where you can grab something from inside of your computer, a local file, and it will instantly replace it once you hit accept, because this is a field that's populated by a background image. So pretty much that's it. You're going to go through. Each of them are pretty much in order. So compelling benefit number one is going to be activated by this button. Short benefit will be activated by this button. Compelling number two is this button right here, our second most compelling benefit. Short benefit two is this one, and so on. I named them pretty succinctly, I hope. And the way, once you have done this, if you want to, for filing purposes, to make sure that everything is matching between the layers, after you rename this button, you can rename this layer by clicking this right here, and then we could make it whatever it's going to be. So I'm not going to do that right now, so that it's still the same when you're looking at it here. But then once you're done, all you got to do is hit save and publish. Okay, and you'll publish. This is going to the sales page, and these are not the final domains. I'm going to be transferring the whole site over to what our final domain will be for running the marketing. So this is what it's going to look like on the front end, and here's our compelling benefit number one, short benefit, short number two. So if you are confused at any time about which button pulls up which section or which one should be related to which section, just go ahead and view the page on the front end right here, and then you can click through the sections to make sure. The other thing I will need is, just let me know or put in whatever the offer details will be. So whether it's going to be free shipping or $10 off, whatever we want to use right here. And if we do end up using the system that Maurice and I have set up, then we will be able to dynamically create this coupon code so that it is linked directly to your affiliate's link that is produced by Reversion, and we can talk about that later. But let me know if you have any questions. And the interface is really simple. If it's text, you can click and type inside of it. If it's a button, you're going to have to go to the button settings and type it inside of the label field. So that's pretty much it for this, and let me know what you need help with.